Maybe if she's 5'3". All right. Well, we're dropping a lot fewer frames. We dropped 41 frames right away, but then haven't dropped one since. So
We're back.
we're back.
And Brandon, we did answer the hate.
Well, I ain't down with that, cause your waist is small and your curves are kicking. And I'm thinking about sticking to the beanpole dames in the magazines. You ain't it, this thing. Give me a sister, I can't resist her. Red beans and rice didn't miss her. Some knucklehead tried to diss, cause his girls are on my list. He had game, but he chose to hit 'em, and I pull up quick to get with 'em. So lady,
Yeah.
Baby got back. Baby got back. What's funny is it just came up next. I didn't choose it.
That's amazing. So
It
like
just-
it just started playing.
It just knew it was next. Yeah.
It just knew that we needed to prove Brandon wrong.
Baby got back in the style of Glee. Yeah. That's how you can buy the single on Amazon and iTunes and stuff. Such.
And a Mustang. If you are looking for the visual round, then you can go to the bit.ly link in the YouTube, or to the link in down there where it says join us for free pub trivia. Everything you need to play is right here. Answer sheets and the visual round.
It should also be here.
Or in the comments.
There we go. In the comments as well.
So if you want to get that done fast, you can do it. We don't have any responses just yet, but we will accept them.
As it says down here. Nope, wrong hand. Submit at your convenience. There we go.
Already here.
I always forget which hand. I remember which hand to point to you with, and then I forget which hand is which still.
I'm assuming this is right. Is it not?
It is. It's right. It's below us. I forgot that I'm not sending you the right video. I keep remembering I'm not sending you the right video, and then forget to actually do it.
The year. It's gonna be the future soon. Engineered away. I like to imagine that this song is from Anthony Carbone's perspective.
Is it about Arduinos?
I suppose you could use an Arduino to engineer all your flaws away. Oh, wait, question. Is this Arduino?
Sure.
Okay, what about this? Is this Arduino?
Why not? Hey, there we go.
The pre-show is on at least one big screen, apparently. So that's fun to know.
Oh, did we get a tweet?
No, I got a message on Discord.
personal message?
Yeah.
Why are they not in the Discord? There's a Speakeasy Discord. Speaking of the Speakeasy Discord, if you're a patron, you get access to the Speakeasy Pub Quiz Discord, where you can chat about such things as the quiz.
That was convincing. I'm very proud of you.
I don't know. I might want to open up the Discord and be like, hey, you get like special privileges if you're a patron, but you can still be in if you're not. But we haven't.
I just wanted to make sure that Sorry, I just wanted to make sure the answer sheet was submitting properly because nobody submitted the visual round yet.
Brandon, you should have access to the Discord. You got to connect your Discord with Patreon, and then you'll have access.
Should I just manually add him?
I guess we could do that too.
Reset. The Stravinsky gasket.
My favorite thing about Brandon saying
F
F that phase is one of them should be one that he gets.
Flapped its wings on a cold November day. And Mandelbrot was born. All right, Brandon should have gotten an invite to the Discord.
I sent him one too.
Can be explained by simple rules. And you turn the game around. I am in the wardroom of the USS something. I don't remember what it was called.
Only about 15 minutes to go till quiz. So,
Woo!
yay. Oh, happy birthday, Joe.
Thank you.
I mean, I said
amazed that Squid was there the entire time.
I did actually say it to you.
Mm.
I just like forgot to kayfabe say it to you on a stream. It was Joe's birthday 2 days ago. I guess I'll probably have to say it after we go live too. But I almost put like balloons in the the intro, but I was too lazy to figure out how.
That would have been extra, I think. What I like about the Mandelbrot set song is like he wrote it when Mandelbrot was still alive. So it's like Mandelbrot's in heaven, or at least he will be when he's dead. But then when Mandelbrot actually passed away, he changed it so that when he performs it live, it's just Mandelbrot's in heaven, and then he just doesn't sing the next line and he keeps playing.
That is funny.
Flapped its wings on a cold November day. This was on my lab work playlist, unsurprisingly.
Sure, yeah, that tracks. I, in fact, had to skip the first song that played in this autoplay because we're playing it later on in quiz. I was like, I don't want to play it now.
Amazing.
Yeah. And once again, I clicked random. It just happened to be the first one.
Right.
Because if it had come up in the middle, I would have been like, well, it's too late now. But it came up first. I'm like, oh, I can skip this right away.
Mm-hmm. So remember, tip your waiters. Your servers today are Larry and Jeff. Thank you. Ask for the special.
Chuck and Larry.
Chuck and Larry.
Sorry, I forgot the name of the Adam Sandler Kevin James movie. I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
Here, look. You stole the donut.
Okay.
Also, look. They wiped off my lip. You can grab pictures tomorrow. And
Does she know we're live?
You know we're live, right?
Oh.
Why do you think the door was closed? What time is it?
I don't know. Your Chipotle's here.
Thank you.
Your Chipotle.
I'll leave it later.
Amazing.
That's great.
It'll begin with a minute come Thor.
To be fair, you didn't really see her.
No, but we heard her.
I've been trying to teach her how knocking works.
She's what, 22?
Yep. That was my sister.
No, it's his 22-year-old mom.
I mean, I am Asian American.
Everyone's got a home.
If you don't have a home, you can buy one here.
This is the song that's in my head the most often, the Jonathan Colton song that I'm most often just like thinking about randomly. I don't know why.
It's to a much smaller size. He says hello. But his friends call him Carl. Norseman.
IKEA, selling furniture to convert kids and divorced men. Everyone's got Bonsai Joe says Jonathan Colton always has lingering songs I forget he did. That doesn't happen to me, really. I don't think. But yeah. I Feel Fantastic is amazing. Bonsai Joe says that we played that a little bit earlier, and he wrote Still Alive, which we also played earlier. As well as Want You Gone, which he did for Portal 2. Yeah.
And then we also played specifically the live Jonathan Colton version of Want You Gone too.
Yes, because so what I did was I went into YouTube Music and went to the Jonathan Colton page and clicked shuffle. So
it wasn't intentional, but also
it just happened to be, yes. There's a bunch of other songs that I do really like and aren't gonna play, but in fact, actually, the first week we did quiz, not including the Star Wars quiz, we played Tom Cruise Crazy.
That we did.
Because it was
the first actual quiz we did. Came up with a great idea.
Bonsai Show says, "Damn it, I missed them. It's cool. You can always go back and watch the pre-show on the VOD." Nobody's going to, but you can.
If there is one person who would watch the pre-show on VOD, it is Bonsai Joe.
Bonsai Joe, yeah.
Remember to tip Bonsai Joe, by the way?
A nickel a pickle, a dime a rhyme. Nickel a tickle, pickle, whatever. Real quick, I'm gonna hang up on you and recall you to see if that tricks Skype into giving me better quality video.
Okay.
All right. 2 seconds. I don't think. I think it made a bit of a difference, actually. Maybe, maybe not.
Welcome to hot fixing, ladies and gentlemen.
What's funny, we're Night Attack fans. I mean, I'm more than you. I don't think you've watched in a while, but they've been doing the happy hours every day,
Yeah.
and it's instead of Bryce running them, it's Brian. And there's so much, like, literally a full 60% of yesterday's stream was trying to figure out why the stream wasn't working right.
We do already have 2 visual rounds in, so good job. One of those teams got a perfect score.
Hey,
no, it wasn't Brandon's.
Hey, but at least he aced the oh, yeah, I don't think he's gonna. I actually don't think he's gonna ace the sports round this week. There's some football questions.
There are, in fact, football questions in this week's sports round.
It's like, like 3 or 4 football questions, right?
Just like there's a football question on the visual round.
Is there?
Here for you. See for me. I got a new heart. Got a new heart. Got a new artificial heart.
Princess guess I'll go play Fortnite. What is it about Fortnite where it's only 12-year-olds and 30-year-olds and nothing in between?
Honorates pretending to crudite. I quit. I'm done. It's no ferrets. No. In the same way.
Zero,
Zero.
big bad world.
Big bad world.
I actually really like the thing we wrote for this. When we had the concept in the music.
Yeah.
Brandon, you're gonna like some of the other things. I think you actually should stick around for the full quiz. There is in fact hip hop in the music round.
Yes, there is at least one hip hop song.
Arguably two.
Arguably 7.
Bonzai Joe makes a good point because the in-between were the first ones to play Fortnite, so they got sick of it first. But it's all
You know, that explains everything about how Dan approaches video games.
Yeah. Me zero, big bad world. That was when I was really bad at guitar and not gonna record anything. But now I'm only like a little bad at guitar and might actually go through and like record a demo of that mashup we did. We conceptualized.
I need to find my notes for that. I was actually thinking about it earlier today too, so I think that's a sign that we need to write this while.
We did a bunch of it in Google Docs. All right, we're going to go like do last minute, get drinks, piddle, whatever. We will be back in like 5-ish minutes. So we'll see you soon.
Join up today, but don't you worry about a thing. For I'm sure there will be always a good Navy protecting the land and sea. In the Navy, yes, you can sail the seven seas. In the Navy, yes, you can put your mind at ease. In the Navy, come on, people, and make a stand. In the Navy, can't you see we need a hand? In the Navy, come on, protect the motherland. In the Navy, come on and join your fellow man. In the Navy, come on, people, and make a stand. In the Navy, in the Navy, in the Navy, in the Navy. They want you, they want you, they want you as a new recruit. Who, me? They want you, they want you, they want you as a new recruit. But I'm afraid of water. Hey, look, man. I get seasick even watching it on the TV. They want you. Oh, my goodness. They want you. What am I going to do in a submarine? They want you. They want you. In the Navy. They want you. Oceanography, what? They want you. In the Navy. They want you. They want you. In the Navy. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. In the Navy. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. In the Navy. Aye, aye, sir.
This is the Speakeasy Pub Quiz for Thursday, June 25th, 2020. This week's quiz, the Challenger Expedition.
This is the Speakeasy Pub Quiz. Welcome, Speakeasy Pub Quiz. I'm Sneaky. That's Joe Cuevas. Yay.
Hi, everyone.
Everyone's audio is
Welcome
working.
to another week. Welcome to another week of quiz.
Another week of quiz. And this was Joe's birthday week. Joe turned 26 2 days ago.
That number sounds correct.
It took me a second. I'm like, how old am I? You're a year younger than me. How old am I? I'm 27, right? So you must be 20. 90. That math works out.
And I went, how old was I last year?
Yeah, right.
How old was I most of this year?
Like how old?
How
does age
ages
work?
work?
Yeah.
Do you count up? Do you count down?
It just honestly, it takes me a second to remember we're not the exact same age. That I'm like, oh no,
Yeah.
I got to subtract a year from my number. Actually, 2 years from my number for the first 4 months of my year.
Yeah.
So it's always anyway. So happy birthday,
goodness.
Joe!
Woo!
And in honor of Joe's birthday, this is a very naval ship themed quiz.
Boats.
Boats. The only
Just Star Wars
hard
category.
Navy question clues are, I mean, they're not hard, but like the actual like specifically about the Navy is the visual round, which you
This is
should
true.
be able to get, but it is specifically naval.
I feel like our teams are doing fairly well in the visual round, except Brandon.
They're all gettable. You can do
Yeah.
it. I believe in you guys.
I believe in our group of quizzers. You guys tend to do pretty well on what we write, so
I believe our
Right
quizzes
for
of
you
the
guys.
future teach them well and let them lead the way.
And with that, let's go to the championship belt.
Let's go to the championship belt. A championship belt, which is showing behind me right now, but I have to switch to this to show it in front of you. God damn it, I kept the clock on. Hey, look at that. It's the championship belt right here, down below me. Okay, let's just take me away now.
So we've got All by My Lonely Geek with a second win. I'm pretty sure he's back to defend his championship, but he might not be.
He
We'll
hasn't
see.
said anything in chat, but he knows when we're live, so
Yeah.
hopefully he's here, or maybe he's not. But if he's not, look, you guys got more. You guys got more of a chance because he's won the last 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes for you guys. You want to do quiz rules, Joe?
Yeah. So we got 3 rules here, and the first of those rules is don't put the answers in chat. We've got at least one Twitch mod, so please be kind to Joe, to Bonsai Joe, as well as us.
Yes.
Don't put the answers in chat.
You don't have to be kind to Joe Simkus because we don't care about him, but you have to be
Yes.
kind to this Joe. Hold on, this Joe that you can see now on screen, and Bonsai Joe, who you should be able to see in chat, and me,
who is
also me,
currently claiming that he is a bot.
also me. Be nice to me too. Conscious B asks if the dagger's the new addition to the belt. Nope, it's been there the whole time. Rule number 2: don't cheat. We're testing your knowledge. We have huge $10 and $5 prizes. So it'd be cool if you don't cheat because cheaters never win and winners never cheat. So
This is correct. And third, we already went over this a little bit, but please, seriously, be kind. This is fun.
Yep.
This is a fun time for all of us. Be kind for
Gameplay rules quiz consists of 7 rounds with 7 questions each.
And as always, we've got a few regular rounds. We've got a music round. You guys have already seen the visual round. That's linked in the Twitch chat and also linked in YouTube. We got a video round later on, which I'm sure you all will really enjoy. And as always, we're going to close the night out with a random knowledge round. So we've got 4, kind of not just question rounds and 3 rounds of mostly just questions.
I mean, random knowledge is also just questions. So 4 just questions and 3 AV things that I put together every week. Spend a lot of time putting together the AV rounds, you guys. So be nice to them. Round 4, like Joe said, is the visual round. That's in the bit.ly description below, and Bonsai Joe just put it in the chat as well. So submit that anytime between now and the end of round 5. And most rounds will have 7 points available. Some have 14 points. Rounds 2 and 7 always have 14 points. No other 14-point rounds tonight, but if we have them, we'll let you know right here.
Yeah.
Want to do round 1?
Yeah, let's move right into round 1. Round 1 is called the USS Philippine Sea.
That's right. As we all know, Joe is from the Philippines and is a marine biogeochemist. I mean, I knew he was a marine something and geo was in there, but biogeochemist is a word that I'm possibly hearing for the first time out of my mouth right now. In honor of his birthday, here's a round on the physical geography of the Philippines.
Woo! All right. And that brings us right to question 1. Question 1. Oh my. Just southwest of the Philippine Islands is which sea, which shares its name with a helmsman serving aboard one of the most famous ships of the 23rd century? And as always, we're going to read all of our questions twice over. So here's question 1 for you guys again. Oh my. Just southwest of the Philippine Islands is which sea, which shares its name with a helmsman serving aboard one of the most famous ships of the 23rd century? And then we kind of sit back and patter back and forth until it's time for us to read the next question.
That's right.
Pretty straightforward quiz.
That's how we do it.
That's how we do the quiz.
Hold on. Disable. Fun fact, because this doesn't come up in quiz, the singer singing right now, as well as the rapper who's about to rap, are both part Filipino. So we decided combined, they make one full Filipino.
This is correct. That is a conversation we did in fact have.
Samoa Joe. That's good.
It's not a bad bit.
We have Bonsai Joe, Samoa Joe, and JoJo. Just regular Joe.
Yes. Oh, wait, hold on. Hopefully this will show up. Do they show up?
Yes, they show up. Oh, now they don't. now you're completely
to
gone.
angle it?
There they are. JoJo's. I see them. JoJo's. That's so good. It's like Dan.
Dan on the Silver Lake Mystery and Badminton Club.
That's correct, yes. Question number 2. The Philippines are located within which region of increased volcanic and seismic activity, which Willem Dafoe twice had to train an orange child to be able to survive in? Spelled Willem wrong. Question number 2. The Philippines are located in which region of increased volcanic and seismic activity, which Willem Dafoe twice had to train an orange child to be able to survive in? I'm going to fix the spelling on Willem right now. 2 L's? I think it's 2 L's. Yeah, that's right. Did you know, I think I've told you this, Willem Dafoe's real name is William.
That's strange.
Willem is short for William. It's very weird.
So like, he just took a letter out and then changed the other one?
I don't know. His name is William James Dafoe.
Okay.
Can't explain it to you.
I wish you could. Question 3. Question 3. The Republic of the Philippines' western maritime border extends into which sea, which is simply the most current reason for border disputes with their northern neighbors, the Chinese government? Question 3 again. The Republic of the Philippines' western maritime border extends into which sea, which is simply the most current reason for border disputes with their northern neighbors, the Chinese government?
Alex Bernhardt says, I always assumed he was born in the Netherlands or some shit. I don't know if...
I live there too.
That's true. I think he means Willem Dafoe, who was born in Appleton, Wisconsin. And is...
Appleton. That is a very, very Wisconsin place name.
He has English, French, German, Irish, and Scottish ancestry.
Eleanor Rigby Appleton sent tweet.
In high school, he acquired the nickname Willem, which is the Dutch version of the name William. So he's not Dutch in any way. He just got the nickname Willem in high school in Wisconsin. Why? Who knows?
Presumably because he was born in the Netherlands.
But he wasn't. He was born in Appleton, Wisconsin.
Is that not what we just established?
Question number 4. East of the Philippines and south of Japan, which trench contains the deepest point of the ocean and also directly inspired James Cameron to make Avatar? That is a fact. Question number 4. East of the Philippines and south of Japan, which trench contains... contains the deepest point of the ocean and also directly inspired James Cameron to make Avatar? The blue one.
I'm not sure which one our audience would have been more disappointed by knowing.
James Cameron didn't make The Last Airbender. Also, that would be weird to go to the deepest point of the ocean and be like,
I'm going to adapt it to
fire,
this cartoon.
water, air. No, sorry, it's water, earth, fire, air.
Come on, man.
It's the cycle. I know. I said it, and then I was like, hold on, that's not the cycle.
Available on Netflix.
Available now on Netflix, yes.
Although Legend of Korra is not.
It is not. No, it is available on CBS All Access, though. Right?
Is
I
it?
believe so. I believe
not sure.
I believe Legend of Korra is available on CBS All Access, yeah.
All right.
It's Viacom, it would make sense.
Oh, that makes sense. I can check later.
Question 5?
Question 5. The Philippine Islands are located in which of the 5 oceans? This is the oldest and deepest ocean, and despite this, the U.S. Census considers those of Filipino descent to be Asian American. Question 5 again. The Philippine Islands are located in which of the 5 oceans? This is the oldest and deepest ocean, and despite this, the U.S. Census considers those of Filipino descent to be Asian American. The answer is not Panthalassa. Which is a joke just for Nime.
I didn't get it. I mean, I got the joke. I didn't get that answer, and I was very upset.
I'm
I
very
wouldn't have gotten the
disappointed in you.
question.
Very disappointed in.
I could have. Like, it's something that I should have known and didn't.
Yeah. Definitely like went to the message boards after that and started discussing it. Because I'm like, oh, I can actually use my expertise for this. This is like the one thing I know.
All right, question number 6. You can swim alongside what animal in Philippine waters, which is also the largest species of fish known to science and sounds like two awesome things put together? Question 6. You can swim along what animal in Philippine waters, which is also the largest species of fish known to science and sounds like two awesome things put together? I think we should have reworded that, but oh well, shit happens. Joe Simkus asks, now moving into phase 4, will we be able to do trivia in your house? If you pay the $50 per week on Patreon, absolutely. You get one of the rewards is a live in-person quiz. You can do it in
It's
my
like the
house.
Jury in Your House tour, right?
Like the Jury in Your House tour. Yeah, I could definitely do trivia in your house as long as you pay $50 a quiz, or like, we'll get to the. I think it's this break, actually. If you email us, speakeasypubquiz@gmail.com, we can discuss single quiz rates as well.
Yeah, that's a thing on the thing. Yeah, that's the next ad slide.
Thing. I'm seeing it's like 3 slides down. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're almost there.
cool. Question 7.
Question 7.
Question 7. Potentially inspiring the legends of mermaids. Which marine mammal, a close relative of the manatee, is native to tropical Pacific waters and has a forked tail, unlike its cousin's paddle-like tail? Question 7 again. Potentially inspiring the legends of mermaids, which marine mammal, a close relative of the manatee, is native to tropical Pacific waters and has a forked tail, unlike its cousin's paddle-like tail? Complete with visual clues for all of you friends.
All right, that's all the questions. So you guys got about 2 minutes now to answer all those questions. Put those in the quiz answer sheet. Link is there at the bottom, and Young Joe's about to put it in chat as well, or Bonsai Joe, whatever we call him, Young Joe. Intern Joe. So go ahead and submit those, and we will take those answers. And now, Joe's cousin, Haley Steinfeld.
Mm-hmm. That's a weird bit that we can't explain.
I really, really like that. It's such an unexplainable joke, but I really, really like it. we played Bebop because it's partially in Tagalog, and Apple the app is Filipino, right? Apple the app.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apple the app.
I'm not going to say the other joke that you rejected.
Oh. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
We thought that it was Apple the apt.
So stupid. Cackling. I can't see Joe literally cackling at that joke. I mean, look, I hated it, but it was legitimately the right joke to make.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
It was a perfect pun. I mean, I can't begrudge a perfect pun.
But yeah, no, it's because he's Filipino.
Do I have no submissions? Has nobody submitted for this yet? What's happening?
Are you not seeing submissions?
There we go. No, they literally all showed up at once for me.
Yeah, that sounds specifically like a you problem.
No, I think it's just because I opened my computer and suddenly I wasn't I think the internet took a second to connect. We're good. We're fine. Time is up, by the way. If you have not yet submitted, submit your answers now. We will not take them after a couple more seconds, so please submit your answers.
And while we wait for you to get your final answers in,
while we wait for that, we are going to do a quick plug, which is your ad here. Do you have something to promote? Maybe a business, a live stream, or a podcast? Support us on Patreon, patreon.com/SpeakeasyPubQuiz, or email us, speakeasypubquiz@gmail.com, if you want to see what, the base rates are. But if you want to do the weekly rate, that is all on our Patreon. In fact, right now, I think we are $3 away on our Patreon from adding a third place prize and upping the first and second place prizes. So, head on over to our Patreon. The link is in the description. It's in the Twitch, everything, as well as, once again, back up here, patreon.com/SpeakeasyPubQuiz. Support us there and, help us out. And we also get to add more prizes, which would be cool.
yeah, we give you things, you give. Works out.
Yep. All right. Time now for round one answers.
Round one answers. So question one was mine, right? Yeah. Question one, oh my. Just southwest of the Philippine Islands is which sea, which shares its name with a helmsman serving aboard one of the most famous ships of the 23rd century? The answer to that was the Sulu Sea.
Question number two. The Philippines are located within which region of increased volcanic activity, the volcanic and seismic activity, which Willem Dafoe, which I didn't fix the second time, twice had to train an orange child to be able to survive in? That is the Ring of Fire! Because that is the plot
Turn on
of
the Ring
both,
of Fire. Turn the Ring of Fire.
Is the plot of both Finding Nemo and Aquaman.
Correct. That happened in both of those movies.
Aquaman, a movie which Joe loves and hates that I don't.
I don't get it.
Question three.
It's a perfect movie. Question three. The Republic of the Philippines' western maritime border, extends into which sea, which is simply the most current reason for border disputes with their northern neighbors, the Chinese government. And the answer we were looking for is the South China Sea.
Question number four. East of the Philippines and south of Japan, which trench contains the deepest point of the ocean and also directly inspired James Cameron to make Avatar? That is the Marianas Trench. Or Mariana Trench, or... There was something else
I've seen it spelled both ways in the literature, honestly.
I mean, we got it spelled both ways as well, so cool.
Yeah.
It's fine. And there was another answer we would have accepted, but we didn't need to because nobody wrote it. What was it, Joe? You know?
The Challenger Deep. Because that's
Sure.
the actual deepest point. But
Gotcha.
yeah. Question five. The Philippine Islands are located in which of the five oceans? This is the oldest and deepest ocean. And despite this, the U.S. Census considers those of Filipino descent to be Asian American. It is the Pacific Ocean. Filipino Americans are not Pacific Islanders. They are Asian Americans.
Yes. For those who wrote the Indian Ocean, Indians are also considered to be Asian Americans. So.
Correct.
Question number 6. You can swim alongside what animal in Philippine waters, which is also the largest species of fish known to science, and sounds like two awesome things put together. Remember, Joe wrote these questions, so it's not a tiger shark, it's a whale shark.
And question 7, potentially inspiring the legends of mermaids. Which marine mammal, a close relative of the manatee, is native to tropical Pacific waters and has a forked tail, unlike its cousin's paddle-like tail? So the manatee cousin we were looking for is the dugong, and that is not the same thing as an elephant seal, so I think I need to revoke the points on that response.
Wah, wah. I mean, I would have given it to you, but...
No, they actually got the right thing. They just
Yeah.
tried to overachieve, so we'll give them points.
Never try to overachieve, you guys. Constantly underachieve. That's my motto.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we talked about this with Jack, right? Where for quiz, what you got to do is they can always ask for more specificity, but if you overachieve, then you just don't get the points.
Yep. Yes, Brandon, Dugong, the Pokemon, is named after Dugong, the animal. Much like Seal, the Pokemon, which evolves into Dugong, the Pokemon, is named after Seal, the animal.
Wait. It's not named after Seal, the artist?
I mean, maybe that too.
And with that, the music round.
Time for the music round! Oh, I didn't pull up the bit. It's fine. Let's do the bit. Today's music round is called HMS Penzance.
Why, he's an Englishman.
No, he's an Englishman. Is from Pinafore. HMS Pinafore.
It's from Penzance. Don't tell me about Gilbert and Sullivan. It's from Penzance or Yolanthe. It's one of the ones about duty.
They're all about duty, and it's from Pinafore.
It's from Penzance.
I hate to stick my head in the lion's mouth, but I gotta ask you. Were you the recording secretary of the Princeton Gilbert and Sullivan Society for 2 years?
No, but then again, I wasn't a theater major, was I?
I'm just saying. Gilbert and Sullivan didn't invent the patter song, but they did perfect it. Ah, fuck. Not putting that on the PowerPoint now. There we go. Gilbert and Sullivan didn't invent the patter song, but they did perfect it. Name these songs and artists performing modern songs that could be considered patter songs. Anyway, here we go. Starting with question number 1.
Chickadee China, the Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick and your brain stops sticking. Watching X-Files with no lights on, with all our Masons. I hope the smoking man's in this one like Harrison Ford. I'm getting frantic, like Stingham Tantric, like Snickers guaranteed to satisfy. Like Kurosawa, I make mad films. Okay, I don't make films, but if I did, they'd ever.
Question number 2.
Joseph Stalin, Malin, Cobb, Nasser, and Prokofiev, Rockefeller, Campanella, Communist Bloc, Roy Cohn, Juan Perón, Toscanini, Dak Rock, Bien Bien, Buffons, rock around the clock, Einstein, James Dean, Brooklyn's gotta win and see.
Question number 3.
Summon, I'm a doom, I'm a you assuming I'm a human. What I gotta do to get it through to you? I'm superhuman, innovative, and I made a rubber so that anything you say is ricocheting off of me and it'll glue to you and devastating, more than ever demonstrating how to give a motherfucking audience a feeling like it's levitating, never fading. And I know the haters are forever waiting for the day that they can say I fell off to be celebrating, cause I know the way to get them motivated. I make elevating music, you make elevator music.
Question number 4.
6 o'clock TV hour, don't get caught in foreign towers, slash and burn, return, listen to yourself churn, locking in, uniform and book, burning blood, letting every motive escalate, automotive incinerate, light a candle, light a motor, step down, watching heel crush, uh-oh, this means no fear, cavalier, renegade, steer clear, tournament of lies.
Question number 5.
God bless you, working on a plan to heaven. Follow the Lord on 24/7 days. God is who we praise, even though the devil's all up in my face, but he keeping me safe and in my place. Say grace to the gates for race, without a change to face the judge. And I guess my soul will buzz. Grudge because there's no mercy for thugs. Ooh, what can I do? It's all about the family and how we do.
Question number 6.
I've been to Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Sarasota, Wichita, Tulsa, Ottawa, Oklahoma, Tampa, Panama, Mattawa, La Paloma, Bangor, Baltimore, Salvador, Amarillo, Tocopilla, Barranquilla, and Padilla, Amarillo.
And question 7.
They got Allen wrenches, turbo feeders, toilet seats, electric heaters, trash compactors, users, tractors, terrorizing modern meters, walkie-talkies, copper wires, safety goggles, radios, irons, BB pellets, rubber mallets, fans, and dehumidifiers, picture hangers, paper cutters, waffle irons, window shutters, paint removers, window louvers, masking tape, and plastic cutters, kitchen faucets, folding tables, weather stripping, jumper cables, hooks and tackle, ground spackle, power fonders, spoons and ladles, pesticides for fumigation, high performance, super.
All right, here they all are again one more time, starting with question number 1.
Chickadee China, the Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick and your brain stops sticking. Watching X-Files with no lights on, with all our Masons. I hope the smoking man's in this one like Harrison Ford. I'm getting frantic, like Stingham Tantric, like Snickers guaranteed to satisfy. Like Kurosawa, I make mad films. Okay, I don't make films, but if I did, they'd ever.
Question 2.
Joseph Stalin, Malin, Cobb, Nasser, and Prokofiev, Rockefeller, Campanella, Communist Bloc, Roy Cohn, Juan Perón, Toscanini, Dak Rock, Bien Bien, Buffons, rock around the clock, Einstein, James Dean, Brooklyn's gotta win and see.
Question 3.
Summon, I'm a doom, I'm a you assuming I'm a human. What I gotta do to get it through to you? I'm superhuman, innovative, and I made a rubber so that anything you say is ricocheting off of me and it'll glue to you and devastating, more than ever demonstrating how to give a motherfucking audience a feeling like it's levitating, never fading. And I know the haters are forever waiting for the day that they can say I fell off to be celebrating, cause I know the way to get them motivated. I make elevating music, you make elevator music.
Question 4.
6 o'clock TV hour, don't get caught in foreign towers, slash and burn, return, listen to yourself churn, locking in, uniform and book, burning blood, letting every motive escalate, automotive incinerate, light a candle, light a motor, step down, watching heel crush, uh-oh, this means no fear, cavalier, renegade, steer clear, tournament of lies.
Question 5.
God bless you, working on a plan to heaven. Follow the Lord on 24/7 days. God is who we praise, even though the devil's all up in my face, but he keeping me safe and in my place. Say grace to the gates for race, without a change to face the judge. And I guess my soul will buzz. Grudge because there's no mercy for thugs. Ooh, what can I do? It's all about the family and how we do.
Question 6.
I've been to Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Sarasota, Wichita, Tulsa, Ottawa, Oklahoma, Tampa, Panama, Mattawa, La Paloma, Bangor, Baltimore, Salvador, Amarillo, Tocopilla, Barranquilla, and Padilla, Amarillo.
And question 7.
They got Allen wrenches, turbo feeders, toilet seats, electric heaters, trash compactors, users, tractors, terrorizing modern meters, walkie-talkies, copper wires, safety goggles, radios, irons, BB pellets, rubber mallets, fans, and dehumidifiers, picture hangers, paper cutters, waffle irons, window shutters, paint removers, window louvers, masking tape, and plastic cutters, kitchen faucets, folding tables, weather stripping, jumper cables, hooks and tackle, ground spackle, power fonders, spoons and ladles, pesticides for fumigation, high performance, super.
All right, go ahead and submit all of your answers when you got them. You got about 2 minutes to submit.
You got 2 minutes, ladies and gents.
Joe, I think your mic might have switched.
Did it? Let me check that for you.
Just suddenly, unless your AC just kicked on, suddenly it changed.
I'm showing the same input.
Oh, maybe
So it
did you-
might be the AC.
maybe. What setting are you on the mic? Is it on
Should be the regular cardioid.
cardioid? Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's the regular cardioid setting. I don't know, man.
I don't know. It just
I'm
just
using this
suddenly,
as intended.
it's just suddenly out of my speaker. I just heard. When I'm like, what the fuck?
I am using this as intended, good sir.
Well, not as intended. As intended to be closer to your mouth.
I could up the sensitivity.
No, that would be worse. This is from Penzance.
So yeah, we had all of the up-tempo songs this week. It's great. You're
Modern
welcome.
Major General, in case it wasn't clear, because you're not hearing. Alex says maybe that was hot air escaping your brain. I mean, listen, it's fine, but I heard it out of the speaker. I definitely heard it out of my reference monitors. You guys have about 30 seconds to submit if you haven't submitted yet.
I'm very proud of this round.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys did a pretty good job too.
And they even mentioned Pinafore in Major General,
Yeah.
in Penzance.
Whistle all
Time's
the
up.
airs from that infernal nonsense Pinafore.
If you haven't submitted your answer sheets, make sure your answer sheets get submitted. Because we're about to move on to the answers, and we can't accept answers while we're giving the answers. See how behind me it says swurs?
Swurs?
Well, it gets cut off because of the thing.
Because you've got the next slide of the PowerPoint up?
I put the next slide of the PowerPoint up, but it gets cut off because it's not the full frame. There,
Right.
now you see. It says now if I put the full frame up, you can see it says 2 answers. All right, we're gonna do round 2 answers. First, I'm going to make Penzance shut up. There we go. All right, here we go with round 2 answers. Starting with. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Question number 1. Oh, there we go. Put it up accidentally. There we go. Question number 1.
China, the Chinese chicken. You have
No.
a drumstick.
Starting with. It's like I've never done this before. Starting with question number 1.
China, the Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick and your brain stops sticking. Watching X-Files with no lights on. With all our Amazons. I hope the smoking man's in this one like Harrison Ford.
So I already showed it. It's 1 week by the Bare Naked Ladies.
It's been.
Yeah, it's been. Brandon, by the way, says there's a tiny speck on Nime's camera and it irks me. That's why I need a new camera, because it is a dead pixel in the sensor. And it costs more to fix than it does to buy a new camera. Here we go with question number 2. That is, We Didn't Start the Fire 2008 at Shea Stadium. If you didn't write 2008 at Shea Stadium, I can't give you the point. No, I'm kidding. By Billy Joel. For some reason, the regular version gets us taken down off of YouTube, but in every country but America. But the 2008 Live at Shea Stadium doesn't, which is why that's what I played. But that's fine if you didn't write it, because there's no way you would know.
Nixon.
Question number 3.
You assuming I'm a human, what I gotta do to get it through to you? I'm superhuman, innovative, and I made a rubber, so that anything you say is ricocheting off of me and it'll glue to you and devastating, more than ever demonstrating how to give a motherfucking audience a feeling like it's levitating, never fading, and I know the haters are forever waiting for the day that they can say I fell off to be celebrating, cause I know the way to get them motivated. I make elevating music, you make elevator music.
That is Rap God by Eminem. Question 4.
6 o'clock, TV hour, don't get caught in foreign tower, slash and burn, return. Listen to yourself churn. Locking in, uniform and book, burning blood, letting every motive escalate. Automotive incinerate, light a candle, light a motor, step down, watching heel, crush, uh-oh, this means no fear. Cavalier, renegade, steer clear, tournament,
Oh. Switch the order. I don't know how I did that accidentally. So question 4 was It's the End of the World as We Know It by REM. Oh, I switched 4 and 6 and forgot to switch it in the PowerPoint. That's what happened.
That's confusing. I was like, everyone got that right.
Yep. Question 5. That was The Crossroads by Bone Thugs and Harmony. Sorry, I am fixing the PowerPoint live as I often have to do. Oh, jeez, that looks weird.
It's very strange.
There we go. The Crossroads by Bone Thugs and Harmony. Why not? You know what? Why not? At this point, here's question 6.
I had no idea that's what that was.
So I've Been Everywhere by Johnny Cash.
Gasp.
And question 7. That is Hardware Store by Weird Al Yankovic. Hardware Store by Weird Al Yankovic. So there are all the answers for round 2. In the correct order now. So, time for round 3.
Round number 3. So my favorite admiral is how do words work? This round is called USS Hopper. For some reason, my favorite admiral is computer programming pioneer Grace Hopper. So here's a round on computing and also Grace Hopper. Question number 1. Although she first retired at the age of 64, Grace Hopper was called back into duty, and her later final promotion was to which Commonwealth rank, used informally as the commander of multiple ships. It was later renamed Rear Admiral Lower Half, which retroactively gave Miss Hopper that title. Ms. Hopper, I suppose, actually.
What? I said Ms.
Yeah, you said Ms. I read it wrong.
I mean, yeah, I don't know her status. Is she alive still?
She is deceased, and I'm going to read the question again, and then we can keep talking about this.
Sure.
Question 1 again. Though she first retired at the age of 64, Grace Hopper was called back into duty, and her later final promotion was to which Commonwealth rank, used informally as the commander of multiple ships. It was later renamed Rear Admiral, which retroactively gave Miss Hopper that title. So she is deceased, and she was also divorced at the time, but she kept her ex-husband's last name. So I suppose Ms.?
Yeah, I mean, Ms. is usually okay for anything, but I think that's the most Ms. of all situations.
Yeah. Or Admiral.
Yeah, Admiral. I mean, yes, Admiral would also be.
Yeah. Admiral, or the answer to the question, also.
Yeah, I almost said retroactively gave Admiral Hopper that title when I was adjusting this question, wording-wise. Obviously, Joe wrote it.
Yes. One of these days, the hunt for the red Scientology will be the answer.
I don't think it will. I'm upset the punk-ass book jockeys aren't here this week. At least unless they change their name, because I know the husband in that team is a big Radiohead fan, and I'm playing Paranoid Android now, so the 1 week they're not fucking here.
It's a good choice, too.
Because Technologic got us taken down off YouTube.
See, we do test this.
There's so much that happens behind the scenes that is professional.
Yeah. Question 2. Apocryphally, Grace Hopper is credited with the invention of which computing term after physically performing the equivalent action when computers were the size of rooms and ran on vacuum tubes? Question 2 again. Apocryphally, Grace Hopper is credited with the invention of which computing term after physically performing the equivalent action when computers were the size of rooms and ran on vacuum tubes?
Apocryphal is my 11th grade pre-calculus teacher's favorite word.
That kind of ties into this round.
Yeah, I guess. Math.
Numbers.
Calculus.
Business numbers.
It's just weird. He really liked the word apocryphal. I don't know why.
It's like such an English major word for somebody who taught math.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's the Y. I like that Y. I like the Y and the PH. Like, it's nice.
It sounds interesting.
It's an interesting sounding word, yeah.
Yeah. Question 3.
Question 3.
During the Age of Sail, Spanish dollars were designed to split into 8 equal pieces, or pieces of 8. What name was colloquially given to a single eighth, which is also used in modern computing as the most singular unit of data? I got it all in there. I'm very proud of this question for this round. Question 3 again. During the Age of Sail, Spanish dollars were designed to split into 8 equal pieces, or pieces of 8. What name was colloquially given to a single eighth, which is also used in modern computing as the most singular unit of data?
Not to be confused with sixpence none the richer.
Correct.
Sorry, it's a... I don't know, that joke doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. We're getting currency in here now, too.
I ain't currency, but if there ain't money in my name, please murder me. See, the more hip-hop for Brandon.
More hip-hop after that round, which was at the pace of a hip-hop song.
Currency is a rapper named Currency. But the instead of a C at the end, it's a dollar sign.
Is Currency at all related to 50 Cent?
I don't think so.
Okay, cool. Question 4. Due to the ebb and flow of available personnel during the Second World War, Grace Hopper was initially commissioned as a lieutenant junior grade in what Navy Reserve component consisting entirely of women with a very thematic name? Question 4 again. Due to the ebb and flow of available personnel in the Second World War, Grace Hopper was initially commissioned as a lieutenant junior grade in what Navy Reserve component consisting entirely of women with a very thematic name? And despite her later rank, it is lieutenant and not lieutenant, as we learned on Friday. On Friday, when the most British of our friends pronounced the word lieutenant.
That's not true. Second most British.
I said sorry. There was a plural at the end of that.
Both of the most British of our friends. Yes. Okay.
Yes, correct. Like the most British of our friends and the second most British of our friends, both
in that group. Because also,
we have our friend who is a literal British immigrant.
Well, there's that, of course. But what I was going to say is whenever Sadie is talking about the Blink-182 album Neighborhoods, she always puts a U in Neighborhoods. But it's an American album. Like, she just found the word Neighborhoods, which is funny because there's a band called OK Go, which I really like, and they have an album called Of the Blue Color of the Sky, but that's based on a quote from a poem or a book or something, and so they spell color with an O-U, even though OK Go's from Chicago. But anyway, Neighborhoods. Question 5.
Question 5. Grace Hopper earned her PhD in mathematics from which Central Connecticut University, which is sometimes referred to as the Harvard of Central Connecticut. Since 2017, one of the residential colleges of this university has also borne her name. Question 5 again. Grace Hopper earned her PhD in mathematics from which Central Connecticut University, which is sometimes referred to as the Harvard of Central Connecticut. Since 2017, one of the residential colleges of this university has also borne her name.
It's a real haven of learning.
You proud of yourself?
Oh, I really am. I'm honestly disappointed I didn't put it in the clue. We absolutely could have fit that in. From which Central Connecticut haven of learning? Yeah. It was so doable.
That's another clue for you guys.
It's right there.
New Central Connecticut haven of learning. It's where she got her PhD in mathematics, which we were talking about 3 questions ago.
It's true.
All ties together.
Yeah.
Question 6. Lighthead's
a year of her peers.
Question 6. Light
Parsecs ahead.
We talking about really quick. In the comments, I'm not a big Hobbit fan. Question 6. Light years ahead of her peers, Grace Hopper devised a visual demonstration where she cut pieces of wire to show the distance traveled by an electromagnetic wave in what amount of time that's even shorter than a second. These wires were about 30 centimeters long and used in several lectures throughout her career. Question 6 again. Light years ahead of her peers, Grace Hopper devised a visual demonstration where she cut pieces of wire to show the distance traveled by an electromagnetic wave in what amount of time that's even shorter than a second. These wires were about 30 centimeters long and used in several lectures through her career.
Routing Wonk says, "What? That's how you spell it." I assume in reference to neighborhoods. We can argue all day about whether the British spelling or the American spellings are right of regular words. That's fine. But neighborhoods, the album
is a proper noun.
It's a proper noun spelled without the U. The album. Again, like if she was just talking about the word neighborhoods, I'm gonna put myself on the screen here while I'm. If she's just talking about the word neighborhoods, that's one. I wouldn't even make fun of her for spelling the word neighborhoods as neighborhoods. I don't care. But the album is a proper noun that is not spelled with a U. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Question 7.
Question 7. Throughout spring 2020, it was found that several states and the federal government still use which programming language, shorthand for a common business-oriented language, initially developed by Grace Hopper in the late 50s and through the 60s. Question 7 again. Throughout spring 2020, it was found that several states and the federal government still use which programming language, shorthand for a common business-oriented language, initially developed by Grace Hopper in the late 50s and through the 60s.
I just got a message from her saying nobody cares, 9.
I got a from someone else on this team saying that she's happy that we're doing this round. So I guess you're the complaints department.
Yeah, right? Yeah. All right, you guys got about 2 minutes to submit your answers. We're going to put that up on the screen now. And go ahead and submit. When you got them, there's all the questions.
Also happening right now, an entire debate on Michael Flynn.
Yeah, Michael Flynn versus Michael Flynn, which by the way also happened last week with the same 2 people. I don't know. He's just screwing with him. Brandon makes a good point too. Pursuit of Happiness, the movie, and I believe the book it's based on, spelled with a Y, but the word happiness is not spelled with a Y. So you can say the album Neighborhoods is spelled wrong. That's fine, but the album's name is the album's name, unfortunately. Or fortunately, or what?
I'm just going to say I love Brandon's answer to the Central Connecticut question. You need to check it.
I swear to God. Are you fucking kidding me? He got question. I'm surprised he got question 7. Of the things he was gonna get right and wrong, question 7 was not what I expected him to get right.
Right.
Among the things he got wrong, like.
Amazing. Very proud of most of you. Decent scores in this round too.
I do have the people who I'm sure watched last week and still didn't get the question that we clued last week.
You mean the question that we recycled from last week?
I mean, we kind of didn't.
Yeah. We also wrote this one first.
That's true. Oh, time's up. Hey, look at that. Time is up. So if you've not yet submitted, please make sure to submit your answers.
And then we're going to take a scoring break.
And we're going to take a quick scoring break. That is correct.
See you on the flippy flop.
Girl like you, Code Monkey just waiting for now. Code Monkey says very simple man. Big, warm, fuzzy secret heart. Cold monkey like you. Cold monkey like you.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Cocked your head to the side and said I'm angry. 5 days since you laughed at me, saying get back together, come back and see me. 3 days since the living room. I realized it's all my fault, but couldn't tell you. Yesterday you'd forgiven me, but it'll still be 2 days till I say I'm sorry.
Hold it, now I want to hoodwink. Does it make you stop think? You'll think you're looking at Aquaman. I summon fish to the dish, although I like the chalet Swiss. I like the sushi, cause it's never touch a frying pan. Hot like wasabi when I bust rhymes. Speak like Leanne rhymes, because I'm all about value. Bert Camper's got the mad hits. You try to match wits, you try to hold me but I bust through. Gonna make a break and take a fake out like a sink and they can shake out like vanilla. It's the finest of the flavors. Gonna see the show cause then you'll know the vertigo is gonna go cause it's so dangerous you'll have to sign a waiver. Can't I help it if I think you're funny when you're mad? Trying hard not to smile though I feel bad. I'm the kind of guy who laughs at a funeral. Can't understand what I mean, well you soon will. I have a tendency to wear my mind on my sleeve. I have a history of taking off my shirt.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Threw your arms in the air and said you're crazy. 5 days since you tackled me. I still got the red burns on both my knees. It's been 3 days since the afternoon. You realize it's not my fault, but a moment too soon. Yesterday you'd forgiven me, and now I'll sit back and wait till you say you're sorry.
China, the Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick and your brain stops sticking. Watching X-Files with no lights on, with all our masons. I hope the smoking man's in this one like Harrison Ford. I'm getting frantic, like Stingham Tantric. Like Snickers guaranteed to satisfy. Like Kurosawa, I make mad films. Okay, I don't make films, but if I did, they'd have a samurai. Gonna get a set of better clubs, gonna find the kind with tiny nubs. So my irons are always flying off the backswing. Gonna get into my Sailor Moon, cause that cartoonist got the boom anime babes that make me think the wrong thing. How can I help it if I think you're funny when you're mad? Trying hard not to smile, though I feel bad. I'm the kind of guy who laughs at a funeral. Can't understand what I mean, you soon will. I have a tendency to wear my mind on my sleeve. I have a history of losing my shirt.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Dropped your arms to the sides and said I'm sorry. 5 days since I laughed at you and said you just did just what I thought you were gonna do. 3 days since the living room. We realized we're both to blame, but what could we do? Yesterday, you just smiled at me, cause it'll still be 2 days till we say we're sorry. It'll still be 2 days till we say we're sorry. It'll still be 2 days till we say we're sorry. Richmond Stadium, home of the Robbie.
Be back.
And we're back! And the timer's up. I love the fucking timer up. God damn it. Anyway, scoring breaks over. Time for round 3 answers.
Round 3 answers. So we'll go over all of those Grace Hopper questions again, starting with question 1. Although she first retired at the age of 64, Grace Hopper was called back into duty, and her final promotion was to the rank of Commodore, which is now Rear Admiral lower half. There are 2 Rear Admiral ranks.
Commodore Barbosa.
Question 2. Apocryphally, Grace Hopper is credited with the invention of which computing term after physically performing the equivalent action? The term is debugging. She physically removed a moth from a vacuum tube computer. So she definitely physically debugged something. Whether or not she coined the term is...
But did she have a rubber duck?
Did someone answer rubber duck debugging for that?
I don't
No?
think so, but that would be funny.
That would have been amazing. All right, question 3. During the Age of Sail, Spanish dollars were split into 8 equal bits. So it's a 1 or a 0, it's a bit. 8 of those are a byte. So it is 8 ones or zeros is a byte. Yeah, cool. Question 4. Due to the ebb and flow of available personnel in the Second World War, Grace Hopper was initially commissioned as a lieutenant junior grade in the Waves, or the Women Accepted for Volunteer Emergency Service. Not the Women's Army Corps, because she was in the Navy. Question 5. Grace Hopper earned her PhD in mathematics from which Central Connecticut University, which is sometimes referred to as the Harvard of Central Connecticut? She, of course, went to Central Connecticut University. No, she went to Yale.
How do you pronounce the city in which Yale resides?
New Haven.
Okay. See, it's because it could be New Haven, could be New Haven. New Haven,
Yeah.
New Haven. I say New Haven.
Okay.
Anyway.
Question 6. Light years ahead of her peers, Grace Hopper devised a visual demonstration where she cut pieces of wire to show the distance traveled by EM waves in what amount of time, even shorter than a second. The specific demo was for nanoseconds. Although I think there was a picosecond demo later in her career, but we were looking for the nanoseconds. Question 7. Throughout spring 2020, it was found that several states and the federal government still use COBOL, which is short for Common Business-Oriented Language.
Opal
Hi.
Cobol.
Standings check.
Standings check. Sorry, I made an Opal Cobol joke and nothing.
Opal Cobot. Yeah, from...
Time for a
Mad
standings.
now. I am mad now. Why this?
Time for a standings check. We have 11 teams here tonight.
Mhm.
And tied for 10th place, the Lonesome Cowboy and But I Aced the Sports Round.
In 9th place, we've got Boba Milk Team.
In 8th place, Team Brinkley.
In 7th, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy.
Tied for 5th place, the Serial Kisser and Tea Earl Grey Hot.
In 4th place, all we are is just Saharan dust in the wind.
In 3rd place, Diamond Club.
In 2nd, Pocket Sand.
And in 1st, the Quitters. Yeah, so that is all of the standings so far. Still a lot of quiz to go. Still a lot of teams in the running. Sorry, I went on autopilot for a second. I almost said still a lot of jokers out there. That's usually what I say. Still a lot of quiz to go. Still a lot of jokers out there. But that's not a thing we do in this quiz. But it is a very tight quiz at the top there. So there's still a lot of changes that can happen here. So it's time now for round number 5. Round 5 is called USS Ranger. USS Ranger. The Ranger is the most common ship name used by the United States Navy, with 10 ships having been christened with that name. Pirate captains Charles Vane and Black Bartholomew Roberts also used ships with the same moniker. Anyway, sports! Question number 1. The Texas Rangers haven't always played in Texas, and in fact were initially established as a team in the AL East, playing out of Washington, D.C. Which appropriate name did the club play under while representing D.C., though not on the Hill? Once again, question number 1. The Texas Rangers haven't always played in Texas, and in fact were initially established as a team in the American League East, playing out of Washington, D.C. Which appropriate name did the club play under while representing D.C., though not on the Hill? And now, music should be playing.
I don't think Dan is playing tonight, which is disappointing because he would have loved this question, I think.
Right? Yeah. He's told us he'd be playing, unless it's just one of the names we don't recognize off the top of our head.
It's true.
It could be Boba Milk Team.
No, I don't think so.
Me neither.
Dan could be, but I aced the sports round.
No, I don't think so. Who's Pocket Sand? Do you know who Pocket Sand is?
Did they not give...
Oh, you know what? You're right. Sorry, I forgot that we have Twitter accounts now. And we can just look.
Yeah, we know Pocket Sand.
I totally forgot this is the thing we could just actually see who's playing and who's not. I forgot that was the entire reason we did that.
That's the real reason we did.
It's literally like 50% of the reason we did it. Yeah. Question number 2. Building off the last question, the Texas Rangers were also briefly owned by which American businessman who had aspirations at becoming the commissioner of baseball, but ultimately had to divest himself from the Rangers organization in order to pursue a governorship in that state? Once again, question number 2. Building off that last question, the Texas Rangers were also briefly owned by which American businessman who had aspirations at becoming the commissioner of baseball, but ultimately had to divest himself from the Rangers organization in order to pursue a governorship in that state?
Man, imagine wanting to be commissioner of baseball and then having to go into politics.
I'm sure he would have been a great commissioner of baseball.
Yeah, right?
I really wonder what would have happened in the alternate timeline where this man was commissioner of baseball.
Oh, Begro is pocket sand.
Begro says he's pocket sand, but why isn't he playing with Desmond?
Well, Dez is the lonesome cowboy.
Right. Why are they separate teams? They're usually on a team together. That's what I'm confused by.
This is what expansion looks like now. We need to spread the talent out between multiple teams.
Oh, man. All right. Question number 3.
Begro and Dez have both proved that they're all stars. So,
question number 3. Moving on to the NHL. The New York Rangers were so named because they were founded and initially owned by Tex Rickard, who operated which arena in New York, which over the years has hosted the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show, JFK's 45th birthday, and the NBA's New York Knicks. Question number 3. Moving on to the NHL, the New York Rangers were so named because they were founded by and initially owned by Tex Rickard, who operated which arena in New York, which over the years has hosted the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show, JFK's 45th birthday, and the NBA's New York Knicks. Begro
which is just a strange collection of things.
They're saying they broke up. Desmond says feud, and Begro says irreconcilable differences. So, same thing. My trivia team, when I first started playing, every week we'd be a different Futurama episode name. So one week we were indeed irreconcilable differences.
Okay. I haven't watched Futurama.
Whatever. Lur and are characters in Futurama, and there's an episode where they break up. They're aliens. They're minor characters. There's an episode where they break up, and the episode's called Irreconcilable Differences. Question number 4. So named because the club was sponsored by the New York Rangers early in its history, the Ontario Hockey League's Kitchener Rangers subscribed to which ownership model also used by the NFL's Green Bay Packers and companies traded on stock markets? Question number 4. So named because the club was sponsored by the New York Rangers early on in its history, the Ontario Hockey League's Kitchener Rangers subscribed to which ownership model also used by the NFL's Green Bay Packers and companies traded on stock markets?
The word ranger no longer has meaning.
Isn't it a guy with a bow? In D&D, right? I played a ranger once.
Correct.
He was an elf. Elf ranger. I think that was the first D&D character I ever played. Was an elf ranger named Kuhan.
Oh goodness.
He might have been a human. He might have been like a half. He might have been a half elf. I don't know. Question number 5. Rangers FC and the Scottish Premiership of Soccer comprise one half of a Glaswegian rivalry with Celtic FC. This rivalry, or Derby, as they're called in footy, is referred to by which moniker that could also refer to a long-established group of lawyers or a 1993 Tom Cruise movie? Question number 5. Rangers FC and Scottish Premiership of Soccer comprise one half of a Glaswegian rivalry with Celtic FC. This rivalry, or derby as they're called in footy, is referred to by which moniker that could also refer to a long-established group of lawyers or a 1993 Tom Cruise movie?
Dan would really like this round.
That's what I'm saying.
I didn't write this for him, but I think he would have greatly appreciated this round. Dan, the second most British of our friends in that group.
By the way, see, like, I'm happy to pronounce things the British way and spell things the British way if that's what's correct.
We're going back into this?
That's all I'm saying. I said I'm happy to say Derby correctly, the British way.
Correct.
Because that's the correct way in this case. Question number 6. The Queen's Park
we had
Rangers.
like 3 footy questions already. What are you talking about, Brandon?
That was a football question. Here's another football question. The Queen's Park Rangers of the English Football Championship play in the London borough of Hammersmith and Fulham. Identify one of the other 2 professional football clubs which play in the same borough, and don't overthink it. Edinburgh. Question number 6. The Queen's Park Rangers of the English Football Championship play in the London borough of Hammersmith and Fulham. Identify one of the other 2 professional football clubs which play in the same borough. Don't overthink it. By the way, Edinburgh wasn't an answer. Bigro asked me to pronounce Edinburgh in the chat. So, Edinburgh. I said Glaswegian. I'm not an idiot.
I just spell these.
Question number 7. The Swope Park Rangers is the former name of the USL Championship affiliate of which Midwestern Major League Soccer club? Unlike many other sports teams in their city, this club does not have a title evoking royalty or leadership, but the name is certainly a thing this club does. Once again, question number 7. The Swope Park Rangers is the former name of the USL Championship affiliate of which Midwestern Major League Soccer club? Unlike many other sports teams in their city, this club does not have a title evoking royalty or leadership, but the name is certainly a thing this club does. All right,
we have a very distinctive voice here at Speakeasy Pub Quiz.
That is all the questions, so we're going to put them on the screen. You guys got about 2 minutes to submit. We have a very distinctive voice because we have 2 writers. It's very easy to just make sure we're having the same voice. Couldn't find another good Ranger song, so here's a song by Night Ranger.
We had 2, so...
Sister Christian, know that time has come. I used to do a cell phone podcast. I think we only recorded 1 or 2 episodes with a guy named Christian, who I worked with at Best Buy. And definitely every week I'd be like, Sister Christian! Was it a dumb bit? Sure, but I did it. The show was called 3G 4G. We had a domain. Don't have it anymore. It was 3g4g.co. I have no interest in getting it again, especially because if I wanted to, it would be called 4G 5G now.
I understood parts of that sentence.
You know what 3G and 4G are. You don't know the difference, but you know what they are.
Yes.
And if you haven't submitted the round 4 answers yet, just submit those as well.
You should do the thing.
So they're going to be due at the end of this round 2. I think most people have gotten them in. We're missing, looks like 3 round 4 answer sheets.
The ones that are missing are rolling in.
Yeah, I'm just making sure that
Now that we have twice as many rounds rolling in, I can't keep up.
time is up. Go ahead and submit them when you have them if you haven't submitted yet. And we are going to do round 4 and 5 answers here in a moment.
Yep.
No, Brandon, you love the movie round. It's not movies this week; it's TV shows.
Everyone's gonna love the TV round this week.
Is that a... Hold on. No, anyways. All right, time for round 4 and 5 answers. While we let the last stragglers roll in, though, time for a plug. So, whoops, there we go. Future quiz streams. Are you enjoying tonight's quiz? Would you like to see more of us? Follow at Speakeasy Quiz on Twitter and subscribe to us for weekly live quizzes. on youtube.com/SSJKuhan, twitch.tv/SpeakeasyPubQuiz. If you watch us on YouTube, if you that's totally cool. If you watch us on Twitch, that's totally cool. But subscribe to the opposite as well. Give us a follow on Twitch. Give us a subscribe on YouTube, because the more subscribers, the more followers we have, the more those platforms like it. They prefer you to have more people following you. The more followers we have on Twitch, the closer we can get to affiliate status, which will then allow us to take money from Twitch and from you guys if you want to give us bits and stuff like that on Twitch.
Still don't know what a bit is.
I don't know how that works. Bits and I know how subs work. I don't really get how bits work, but I assume it's money. As far as I know, it's money. You can't give us bytes on Twitch though. Only bits. You can't give us pieces of 8. Is 1 bit on Twitch a piece of 8? How funny would that be if it
is that a thing?
If it worked out
Joe,
evenly?
Please respond. Young Joe, I need to know.
Squid's mixtape says 1 bit equals $1. That's not a piece of 8. That's very disappointing. I wish it was the other way around. Anyway,
a piece of 8 is $12. Not $12. It is 12.5 cents.
12.5 cents. Well,
yeah,
in dollars, but a piece of 8,
correct.
like, how much would it be if you a former piece of 8? Like, what would the exchange rate be?
Oh, a bit is a cent. Oh, that's actually fairly generous then.
Oh, a bit is a cent. 2 bits is a quarter.
2 bits is a quarter. So that's so then it's 12.5 cents.
Well, no. No, a bit is a cent. I think a bit is actually a cent. But if in a piece of 8, 2 bits would be a quarter. Yes.
Yeah, 2 bits is a quarter.
Shave and a haircut, 2 bits.
2 bits.
Yeah.
But then the conversion rate says that 1 bit equated to modern dollars is 12.5 cents.
We could have had that as a joke in there too. 2 of these will get you a shave and a haircut. Anyway, round 4 answers, Joe.
Round 4 answers. I'm going to try to do this without having the thing up. So this was called USS Cooperstown because we found incidentally that most of these teams had Major League Baseball clubs.
If they didn't have a major league, they had a club in one of the big 4 major sports.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. So number 1 is Chicago. It's got the Chicago flag in there. Number 2 is the San Antonio, and there's the Alamo in the picture.
Yeah. Alamo's
number 3. Number 3 is the Arlington, because it's got the Pentagon on it.
Which apparently is technically in DC.
Dan told us this last night. Number 4 is the Detroit. You can see the winged wheel representing the auto industry there. Number 5 is the Green Bay. So you see the Green Bay Packers logo way in there.
It's literally got the Packers logo on it, yeah.
It's like straight up the Packers logo.
And Packers colors, yeah.
Number 6, we've got the Indianapolis. It's got the checkered flags for the Indy 500 and the racetrack.
Also the flag of Indianapolis right there in the dead center.
Yeah.
The white cross with the red circle and the white star in the middle, that's the Indianapolis flag.
And number 7 is the St. Louis. We've got the St. Louis arch and the St. Louis flag on it.
Yes, I didn't. Oh, I should have worn my St. Louis flag hat today instead of my regular Cardinals hat, but that's fine. Yes, so Chicago, San Antonio, Arlington, Detroit, Green Bay, Indianapolis, St. Louis.
And apparently Arlington also has the Arlington House in it. Has Arlington House in it. So.
Sure. Round 5 answers. Round 5 was called USS Ranger. The Texas Rangers haven't always played in Texas, and in fact were initially established as a team in the AL East. They weren't established as a team in the AL East because when they were founded there were no divisions, but they played in the AL East when the AL East was formed out of Washington, D.C. The appropriate name they had
was to issue correction.
Yes, we did in fact issue the correction that we were asked to. The Washington Senators. They didn't, not on the Hill because the Senate on the Hill. All right. Question number 2.
This is the team that the musical Damn Yankees is about.
Question 2. Building off that last question, the Texas Rangers were also briefly owned by which American businessman who had aspirations of becoming the commissioner of baseball, but had to divest himself from the Rangers to pursue a governorship? That is George Walker Bush. We'll take any George. Well, if you just wrote George Bush, that's fine. But if you wrote George H.W., which nobody did, we couldn't. So that's fine.
Yeah. Achieve exactly at the level you want to.
Yes. Question 3, moving on to the NHL, the New York Rangers were so named because they were founded by Tex Rickard, who operated Madison Square Garden. or as Jackie Chan called it in Rush Hour 2, Square Madden. In the bloopers. If you haven't watched the bloopers to Rush Hour 2,
isn't that just the credits?
What?
Isn't that just the credits?
Yeah, if you watch the credits to Rush Hour 2. If you haven't watched Rush Hour 2, watch Rush Hour 2.
Remember when like comedy movies would do that for the bloopers? Just put them over the credits?
Some still do. But
I feel like it's less of a thing now.
It's less of a thing now. Jackie Chan was specifically inspired by oh man, what movie was it? The one American movie he was in, like a million, like when he was really young. Man, it was like a Burt Reynolds movie. Anyway, Cannonball Run. They did it in Cannonball Run, and he was really inspired by it. Yeah,
got it. Cool.
Routing Wong says, gefilte fish. Question number 4. So named because the club was sponsored by the New York Rangers early on in its history, the Kitchener Rangers subscribed to what ownership model that is public ownership? Specifically by season ticket holders. If you said publicly owned, fan ownership, shareholder model, anything like that. Co-op, somebody wrote co-op, that's fine as well. Question number 5, Rangers FC comprises one half of a Glaswegian rivalry with Celtic FC, or a derby, referred to by the moniker The Firm, or the old firm, but The Firm, which most people seem to have got, so that's good. One team wrote the Old Firm Derby, so nerd. Question 6. The Queen's Park Rangers of the English Football Championship play in the London borough of Hammersmith and Fulham. Identify one of the other 2 professional football clubs which play in the same borough. Don't overthink it. Fulham FC and Chelsea FC.
And nobody got Chelsea.
Nobody got Chelsea, but enough Fulhams because they didn't overthink it.
Yep. Just like this next question.
Question 7. The Swope Park Rangers is the former name of the USL Championship affiliate of which Midwestern Major League Soccer club? That is Sporting KC. Sporting Kansas City.
They definitely sport.
They definitely sport. They play sports. Good guesses on kickers and strikers, but they sport. They also kick and they do strike, but mostly what they do is sport.
And that was the sports round.
That was the sports round. Time now for round 6. Round 6 is called USNS Matthew Perry. It's the video round, so pay attention to the instructions of the video. Clips will play twice. The second time they will be shortened. This week it's Name the TV Show. Name the TV show. Brandon always asks for more football questions, and now we have one that's got 3 football questions, and he gets pissed by it. All right, here we go with round number 6.
No one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you broke, your love life's the old way. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. When it hasn't been your day, a week, a month, even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to pour. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you 'cause I'm there for you too.
How did it know? How to know what? Exactly how much time was left in the week.
Yeah, it's a miracle of technology that we've invented an electronic device that can count backwards from 7.
But it was off.
It has a battery.
So it always knows.
Don't endow the thing with special powers, Matt. It's a clock, okay? Come on.
What are we talking about?
I believe you are talking about clowns.
I do not like them, Benjamin.
Good morning, beautiful people.
Good morning, Alonzo. You're in an impossibly wonderful mood again today.
Every day is a beautiful day, my friend.
Really? Every day? What about the day you missed the buzzer shot in the finals, and shortly after that, our franchise moved all the way to Cincinnati?
Ben, that was the most beautiful day. That was the day I stopped caring about myself and started my life of service to the great people of San Diego.
Right, right. But didn't later that night the great people of San Diego throw your car into the bay?
Yes, they did.
What's your problem with your dad?
Well, for starters, he named me Murray. That's an old man's name.
Oh, come on. No, it isn't.
Murray!
What?
Everything my father's ever done was designed to humiliate me.
Murray.
What?
No, the youngest Murray.
I'm 68.
34!
Oscar, welcome home. Great news, I managed to save the ficus out on the terrace. Sadly, the same could not be said for whatever was growing at the bottom of your laundry hamper. Now then, take off those sneakers, grab some booties from the booty basket, and wash up for dinner. I won't tell you what we're having, but dirty fingers are a fond don't.
I have a laundry hamper?
I don't know where you got this quote, but there's not a single word of it that is accurate.
Really? And we spoke about my son. Why would we speak about my son?
I asked you how he was.
My son who died? You asked me how he was?
Yes, I didn't know that he had passed. Would you find out if we broke the law, please?
Sure.
The farmers are victims of this Republican Congress.
I don't get a vote in the U.S. House of Representatives, but I do go to the grocery store, and I know that food is cheaper, and I know that when life expectancy goes up, that's not victimizing undertakers.
Well argued, though I do hate you and everything you stand for.
Claudia Jean, you've only known me for 4 minutes. It usually takes people a better part of an hour to hate me and everything I stand for.
I'm the press secretary, boo-boo. I don't have that kind of time.
Sam, can I talk to you for a second?
Yeah.
Listen, I made a big mistake.
No. I made a big mistake. To ambush you in front of 100 of my friends and none of my family. Mom, Dad, Grandma, get in here. This is Jules.
Oh, thank you.
How is it that no one has snatched her up?
It's almost impossible to believe.
How did it know? How to know what? Exactly how much time was left in the week.
Yeah, it's a miracle of technology that we've invented an electronic device that can count backwards from 7.
What are we talking about?
I believe you are talking about clowns.
I do not like them, Benjamin.
Good morning, beautiful people.
Good morning, Alonzo. You're in an impossibly wonderful mood again today.
Every day is a beautiful day, my friend.
Really? Every day? Murray! What? Everything my father's ever done was designed to humiliate me.
Murray.
What?
Now then, take off those sneakers, grab some booties from the booty basket, and wash up for dinner. I won't tell you what we're having, but dirty fingers are a fond don't.
And we spoke about my son. Why would we speak about my son?
I asked you how he was.
My son who died? You asked me how he was?
Well argued, though I do hate you and everything you stand for.
Claudia Jean, you've only known me for 4 minutes. It usually takes people a better part of an hour to hate me and everything I stand for.
I'm the press secretary, boo-boo. I don't have that kind of time.
Mom, Dad, Grandma, get in here. This is Jules.
Oh, thank you.
How is it that no one has snatched her up?
It's almost impossible to believe.
All right, you guys got 2 minutes to submit. 2 minutes. I forgot to put the timer up. So you have a little bit more than 2 minutes to submit. There we go. Now you have 2 minutes to submit. So go ahead and submit those answers. Brandon says, but I aced the parry round. you want to change your name, Brandon?
If you want, just this once, we will retroactively change all of your names to But I Aced the Parry round.
Every team. We'll change every team's name to But I Aced the Parry. We won't do that, actually. That'll break our form.
It'll be minute variations on But I Aced the Parry round.
This, real quick, is the theme song to a Matthew Perry show we were going to use, but it got us taken down off of YouTube.
Someone is about to be very disappointed, by the way. I never thought it'd be so simple.
How much time do you guys have? You guys got another 44 seconds to submit. So we score them real quick while we do this. By the way, real quick, we put this in the chat already, but Mike complained, round 6, know your NBC shows. Only 3 of those 7 shows were on NBC. 2 were on ABC, and 2 were on CBS, and then 1 moved from ABC to TBS.
And none of them were
By
on
the way,
Univision
Mike also
or
says,
something
I'll
like
take more Univision, which is an NBC company. So, time is up, by the way. If you haven't submitted, go ahead and submit now. But any Univision show is an NBC show. So,
I learned that from 30 Rock.
oh really? I think I knew that somehow. I don't know how. Friends is also but Friends is also an NBC show, obviously. But Friends wasn't one of the clues. Friends was just the base.
Friends was everything else.
Yeah. Friends was surrounding. All right. I think everyone has submitted.
Double check my work scored wise.
Yes, 2 of them need to fix names on, but everyone has submitted. So, here are round 6 answers.
Still in bed at 10 and work again at 8. You burned your breakfast so far, things are going great. Your mother warned you there'd be days like these, but she didn't tell you when the world was brought you down to your knees. And I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you 'cause you're there for me too. No one could ever know me, no one could ever see me. Seems you're the only one who knows what it's like to be me. Someone to face the day with, make it through all the rest with. Someone I always laugh with, even at my worst, the best with you. Yeah.
Confused.
All right. Those were all of the answers. To the team that wrote Go On. Go On is one of the shows that got us taken down off of YouTube for some reason.
We really tried.
We're not
We
allowed
really
to play a
tried to
clip
have
from
Go
Go
On.
On. We did indeed have Go On. There is a version on my YouTube that cannot be seen because it gets us blocked worldwide. Ally McBeal was the other one that got us blocked worldwide, and we could not play. I even tried doing the thing where you flip it. That sometimes helps on YouTube. Did not work. And Alex Bernard says number 1 was definitely the Western because it had Josh Lyman. Yes.
It's not Josh Lyman.
It's not Josh Lyman. It's I forgot his name. Oh my god, Danny Tripp. It's Danny Tripp. We gave you points for good wife. If you wrote good wife instead of good fight, we gave you the points. Don't worry about that. To the teams that wrote good wife, because Brandon was really pissed about the good fight. Yeah, it's the same show. He was in both also, so like we could have picked either clip. So perfectly fine if you wrote good wife. Honestly, to be fair, the only reason that I even picked The Good Fight is because that's the one that had the clip on YouTube, and I didn't have to download a full episode of the show. Like that's literally it. I didn't want to download a full episode of a show I was never gonna watch.
So now we move on to standings.
Rowdy Wonk, yes, The Good Fight is a spin-off, but the two characters who spoke are both speaking characters who made appearances in The Good Wife as well. So functionally, it's the same thing. Time for a standings check. Yes, standings check. See how it says "heck!" exclamation mark in my background? Well, can I? There we go. Now it says check.
You can read the clues on the full screen.
All right, we have 11 teams here tonight. In 11th place, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy.
In 10th, we've got Boba Milk Team.
In 9th, The Lonesome Cowboy.
In 8th place, But I Aced the Parry Round.
In 7th place, Team Brinkley.
Tied for 5th, we have The Serial Kisser, and All We Are is Just Saharan Dust in the Wind.
In 4th place, T, Earl Grey, Hot.
In 3rd place, Pocket Sand.
In 2nd place, Diamond Club.
Which means in 1st place, we have The Quitters.
They haven't quit yet. We'll see what happens. Time now for round 7.
One more round.
One more round. It's the final round. The final round!
Was the final countdown in your round 8 playlist at the other company?
No.
Good.
My round 8 playlist
it wasn't on mine either.
My round 8 playlist was week to week, and I never found like a final song to play. All right, round 7 is called... Whoops. Round 7 is called HMS Victorious. It is... Whoops. There we go. As always, random knowledge. Question number 1. Reports of his fame are greatly exaggerated, but Usnavi is the lead character and narrator of what New York set Lin-Manuel Miranda musical that is obviously not Hamilton? Question number 1. Reports of his fame are greatly exaggerated, but Usnavi is the lead character and narrator of what New York set Lin-Manuel Miranda musical that is obviously not Hamilton. Available only on Disney Plus in a week. My Riff Tracks Rocks 96 asks what the orange ship on my shirt is. It is the Firefly. Serenity. The Serenity. The Firefly class ship.
Firefly class Serenity is...
I mean,
I got that backwards the other day.
It's not necessarily. It really could just be any Firefly class ship, but presumably it's the Serenity. And then obviously the Millennium Falcon and the USS Enterprise, which is why I wore this shirt because of the USS.
Class, and this musical, by the way, debuted at Wesleyan.
A
university in Central Connecticut.
Yes, it did. I almost tweeted out a video of me performing this number, which I have done many times on Snapchat. I just didn't want to actually do it. Like I was like, this isn't good enough, and I never got around to fixing it.
That's abated by the fact that my syntax is highly.
No, keep rapping.
What?
Freestyling,
huh? Question 2. 2 points. There are currently only 2 ship names shared between the United States and British Royal Navies. So the first ship name refers to an extinct dukedom, or a weird American city on either coast of the United States. And the second one, also named for dukedom, but additionally shares its name with a county in both England and New Jersey. So 2 points on this question. There are currently only 2 ship names shared between the United States and British Royal Navies. The first refers to an extinct dukedom, or a weird American city on either coast of the United States. And the second is also named for a dukedom, but additionally a county in both England and New Jersey. And yes, that is where Lin went to school.
Yes, Lin-Manuel Miranda went to school at Wesleyan. That's why it debuted at Wesleyan.
I was accepted to Wesleyan.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
There isn't more to that story.
The characters from How I Met Your Mother went to Wesleyan.
That's correct. .com on 30 Rock became one of the characters from The Seagull on the Wesleyan Arts main stage.
I met .com from 30 Rock at C2E2 in 2013 or something like that. I don't know. It was many years ago. Question number 3. Due to brackish tropical coastal conditions, mangrove trees tend to grow well in the Philippines. Come back to Philippine geography. Places where mangroves grow can be described as what 2 kinds of habitat, both also types of basic land in Magic the Gathering? Now, once again, Philippine geography and Magic the Gathering. Who you think wrote this clue? Question number 3. Due to brackish tropical coastal conditions, mangrove trees tend to grow well in the Philippines. Places where mangroves grow can be described as what 2 kinds of habitat, both also types of basic land in Magic the Gathering? Remember.
2 points on this one.
2 points on this one. Yep, 2 points. I guess I should have written 2 points at the beginning. That's fine.
That's fine.
But remember, mangroves are trees.
Yes. That sounds correct. Not a botanist. Desmond, please confirm.
Please confirm that mangroves are trees. Hey, look at that. Now it suddenly says 2 points.
Gasp. It's magic.
The Gathering. Thank you. That was a tee up. You were very clearly teeing that up for me.
Question 4?
Yep.
Question 4. Once it switches over, there we go. Who is the most recent American president to have served in the United States Navy, but who does not have a commissioned naval vessel named after him? For some reason, I doubt the Navy is gatekeeping this from him. Question number 4 again. Who is the most recent American president to both have served in the Navy, but also does not have a commissioned naval vessel named after him? For whatever reason, I don't think the Navy is gatekeeping this from him.
By the way, Des says mangroves are trees and that he got his degree for this moment, and it's all paying off.
Thank you, Alex. Also, reminder not to put answers in chat, although mangroves are in fact trees.
Yeah, that's not
as we've now learned.
It's not an answer in the chat. We asked you to put it in the chat.
Right, but it is also supplemental information that may help you arrive at an answer.
Well, again, it's not supplemental information. We said it in the clue.
We just weren't sure.
We're just like 50%. Question number 5. 3 points. Name the hosts, past or present, of these famous television shows who served in the United States Navy. The Price is Right, The Tonight Show, and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Question number 5. 3 points. Name the hosts, past or present, of these famous television shows who served in the U.S. Navy. The Price is Right, The Tonight Show, and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? I realized, so I was about to pull a question mark out of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire because I was like, oh no, this isn't necessarily like a question mark thing at the end. And I was like, oh no, wait. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is a question. It has a question in the title of the show.
Correct. So, like, it's a list. It's not like a question. It just ends with a question mark.
Correct. Yes. That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, I probably I left the question in there accidentally, but I didn't. I left it in there on purpose. What I forgot.
Accidentally on purpose.
Accidentally on purpose. There we go.
What if the guy from Slumdog Millionaire guest hosted Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And to be clear, the only reason I'm not saying his name is because I don't want to spoil a potential answer, even though he's definitely not the answer.
Yeah, the guy born and raised in India wasn't in the United States Navy. Who knows? You want to take question 6?
Yeah, question 6. Made from the timbers of a British research vessel, which steadfast desk has traditionally sat in the Oval Office and has been continually used as the president's desk since 1977, except during the H.W. Bush administration? Yes, this was in fact a plot point in National Treasure 2, Book of Secrets.
Available on Disney+?
Available on Disney+. Made from the timbers of a British research vessel, which steadfast desk has traditionally sat in the Oval Office and has been continually used as the president's desk since 1977, except during the H.W. Bush administration. a plot point from National Treasure: Book of Secrets, available now on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus, please give us money. Also, HBO give us money because Friends is available on HBO Max.
Friends,
Exclusively.
available on HBO Max. Man, National Treasure 2 was weird. National Treasure is such a weird franchise. And I maintain that the reason they didn't adapt one of the Da Vinci Code books is because both National Treasure movies already existed and had the same plot.
It's weird to me that National Treasure isn't based on a ride because it's so similar in like feel to the Pirates movies.
Yeah, like it feels like it's kind of just the Liberty Hall land at Walt Disney World.
Yeah. All right, question number 7, the final question of the night. 4 points. Instead of being normal people and just saying the damn word, what are the boat words for A, front, B, back, C, right, and D, left? Once again, 4 points. Instead of being normal people and just saying the damn word, what are the boat words for A, front, B, back, C, right, and D, left? So you guys got 3 minutes. I need to fix the timer. 3 minutes to submit the answers here. What I will do is I will give you guys an extra couple of seconds because it's on me. And keep... Oh, I had Joe up there that whole time. I'm going to be sitting here fixing...
You should just not have us on screen for this one so that they have the extra words.
No, I shouldn't. I won't. I just have to for the timer thing.
Got it. I see what you mean.
Yeah. So there's that. And now I'm off screen and you guys have 3 minutes to submit.
Woo!
Yay!
Part of question 7 was in the going away trivia they did for me at my day job, and I told them to use a harder question. I was the only one who got it right. So I guess, yeah?
I'm sure this song we're about to play was also in the going away trivia for you.
What is it? I can't remember.
It's the Murphys.
Oh.
Brandon says Corecast legit had a Disney Plus ad offer. I remember that, but I also remember wondering why we would give a Disney Plus ad, considering there's
a DC Comics
podcast. It's the opposite. It's the opposition. I mean, I was happy to do it, but an HBO Max offer would have made a lot more sense.
Wait, what order did you list these in? Right and left. Got it.
Yeah.
Just because that changes how I'm assigning points.
Correct. Yeah. And I swapped it. It used to be left, right, and I swapped it to right, left. So.
Yeah, that's why I was confused.
Yeah. But we're by the way, just in case you were about to say something, we are still.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure you knew.
Yeah.
Guys got about a minute left.
Nixon. Oh, shoot.
Bustin' makes me feel good. think I timed the song perfectly almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Time is up. The song just ended. So submit your answers. If you have not yet submitted them, submit them. I forgot to put the times up thing. Whatever, it's fine. Make sure those get submitted if you have not yet submitted them. And we are going to take a final scoring break.
The final one of the evening.
Final one of the evening. I'm going to put this up right now, and then I'm going to put something else up. But for now, here is the scoring break slide. There's that. And let me...
Email and shortcuts, oh my. Attach bars and email and shortcuts, oh my. Bars and email and shortcuts, oh my.
Well, yeah.
Ah, the Wicked Witch of Windows 95.
Okay, Myra, I'll get back to you, darling. All right, bye-bye. I heard that, and you are?
This is Jennifer Aniston. I'm Matthew Perry. We're here to see Mr. Bill Gates about a possible starring role in the video guide to Microsoft Windows 95.
He's out right now, honey, but you can wait in his office.
Out?
Out? Out! But in his absence, he asked me, his loyal assistant, Bernice Keppelman, to act as host and give you a peek under the hood at Windows 95. I was very involved in the project, you know.
You?
Well, I kept asking the boss to, clean up his windows, you know, update, redecorate, cleaner views. He took my advice. Of course, I was talking about the windows in his office, and he was talking about the other windows. You know, the operating system with tens of millions of users. Clapping.
Oh, we thought it was customary maybe to clap when entering Mr. Gates' office.
I was just turning the lights on.
So, this is where the magic happens, huh? The ground zero personal computing. The nerve center of the world's biggest software company. I mean, the atmosphere resonates with anticipation of mythical achievement.
Mythical achievement right now would be an unchewed number 2 pencil.
Honey, we'll nosh soon, but if you want the job, spend some time looking at Windows 95. What do you know about the system?
Well, I dabble with the old Windows a little bit.
And you?
Oh, I'm still mastering Pong.
Sweetie, why don't you sit in at Bill's terminal?
Okay, so this is Bill Gates' computer. I mean, that is like using Wayne Gretzky's hockey stick, you know?
Huh. Oddly enough, none of it seems to rub off.
Look, I meant for her to sit at the keyboard for a reason. Windows 95 is goof-proof.
We might have to mount a legal challenge, you know?
Naturally, Bill's already installed Windows 95 and is booted up. Just hit any key, and you'll see it right behind the screensaver.
Any key? So I could basically fall on this thing and it would get started?
Yeah, but don't, okay?
Oh, pretty.
Oh, and no messy DOS buildup.
What is this, a paper towel commercial? There are 4 things you ought to know about Windows 95. It's easier, it's faster, it's more powerful, and it's got great compatibility. Now, point the mouse at the start button, bottom left, and click.
Oh, look, Maddie, I'm computing. Oh. Okay, now what's that button?
Don't touch that. Whatever you do, stay away from that button.
Or you'll go blind?
Worse, way worse. Now, getting back to the menu. It's the best I've seen since they closed Lindy's in New York. From the top, you've got programs, which, with a little drag on the mouse, cascades into a submenu that allows you to quickly launch many of your programs. This replaces Program Manager in the old Windows. It's way better.
Well, what happens when you, had the old Windows and then installed Windows 95?
That's a good question, honey.
Okay, and where's the button that instantly kills anybody that calls me honey?
When you upgrade from Windows 3.1, old Program Manager groups are transferred automatically to this menu.
Oh, well, that's easy.
And that's how you use Windows 95. I hope you guys found that demonstration video educational.
I hope you found that informative. If not, we're sorry.
No, we're not. Don't lie. I just want you to know that Joe asked me to play that during every scoring break, and I said no. It's
I wanted to finish the video. It's a training video. Look, we're not going to get through it if we don't watch all of it. So we need every scoring break to be able to get through all of it.
Routing Wonk says Windows for Workgroups 3.11 was the shit. All right, it's time for round 7. Oh, that's the scoring break. Round 7 answers. Starting with question number 1. Reports of his fame are greatly exaggerated, but Usnavi is the lead character and narrator of what New York set Lin-Manuel Miranda musical that is obviously not Hamilton. That is...
In
the Heights.
I get my coffee and I go. Question 2. There are currently only 2 ship names shared between the United States and British Royal Navies. First one is an extinct dukedom or a weird American city on either coast of the United States. And the second one is also a dukedom, but is also a county in both England and Jersey. So the first one is Portland. There is a USS and an HMS Portland. And the second one is Somerset. There is a USS and HMS Somerset. There is not currently a USS Gloucester. I believe that's a museum ship in Battleship Cove.
Question number 3. Due to brackish tropical coastal conditions, mangrove trees tend to grow well in the Philippines. Places where mangroves grow can be described as what 2 kinds of habitat, both also types of basic land in Magic the Gathering? Most teams got one right, but it was like 50-50 on which one they got right, which is fun. Those are swamp and forest. Swamp and forest.
A mangrove swamp and a mangrove forest. Those are both acceptable terms. Question number, whichever one this one is.
4.
Which is the most recent American president to have served in the U.S. Navy but does not have a commissioned naval vessel after him? The USS George H.W. Bush is an aircraft carrier. The USS Jimmy Carter is a submarine. And the USS Richard Nixon doesn't exist. And I'll leave it to you to figure out why.
It's Richard Milhouse Nixon. Once again, as we mentioned a few weeks ago, the namesake for Dick Dastardly. Richard Milhouse Dastardly, my favorite joke in the world. Question number 5, 3 points. Name the hosts, past or present, of these famous television shows who served in the U.S. Navy. I knew I was going to get this wrong answer, so it's baked into the PowerPoint. Number 1 is Bob Barker. Drew Carey was in the Marines, not the Navy, but Bob Barker was in the Navy. The Tonight Show, that is Johnny Carson. No Nerd wrote one of the other 3 acceptable answers, so that's fine. I do like the team that wrote Jimmy Fallon, though, considering that Jimmy Fallon was on Saturday Night Live when he was 21 and not in the United States Navy. And Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
He could get a job tomorrow in the Air Force.
And Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? That was Regis Philbin. I was hoping some people might know that Terry Crews was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and didn't know that Terry Crews wasn't in the Navy, but everyone got Philbin pretty much, except for the one team that wrote Jimmy Kimmel, who once again, when he was 18, was hosting a radio show. All right.
Is Dev Patel in the Navy?
Anil Kapoor also was not in the United States Navy.
Question 6. Made from the timbers of a British research vessel, this steadfast desk has traditionally sat in the Oval Office and has been continuously used as the president's desk since '77, except for former President H.W. Bush. And the answer is the Resolute desk, made from the timbers of the HMS Resolute.
And finally, question number 7. You would think Joe wrote this, but based on the wording, you would know that he didn't. Instead of being normal people and just saying the damn word, that's how you know it's not a Joe question. What are the boat words for front, that is bow, not for? For means forward, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Back, which is stern, not aft, which is behind, right?
Yeah, we're referring to the physical parts,
of the boat.
Vessel, not the direction.
Right is starboard, and left is port or larboard.
Mike, I challenge you to tell any Marine that.
Yeah, the Marines are not part of the Navy.
They are in the Department of the Navy organizationally, but I challenge you to tell any Marine that they are part of the Navy.
Yeah, no, yeah. The technically, yes, they are part of the Department of the Navy, but that doesn't make them in the Navy.
They're their own branch. It's like calling the Space Force part of the Air Force.
God damn it. Yeah, tell Steve Carell he's in the Air Force. Hey, real quick, before we do final standings, thanks everybody for quizzing. Consider supporting us, patreon.com/SpeakeasyPubQuiz, paypal.me/SpeakeasyPubQuiz if you want to give us money directly. And time now for final... yeah, you're going to correct them every time, Mike? Cool. You're going to get your ass kicked. Time now for final standings. 11 teams in 11th place. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy.
In 10th, we've got Boba Milk Team.
In 9th, but I aced the parry round.
In 8th, The Lonesome Cowboy.
In 7th, Team Brinkley.
3-way tie for 4th. All We Are is Just Saharan Dust in the Wind, The Serial Kisser, and Pocket Sand.
In 3rd place, going home with nothing, T, Earl Grey, Hot.
All right. Here for the money, right?
Here for the money.
2nd place, we have Diamond Club.
Going home with 5 big ones. And in 1st place, going home with a whopping 10 United States dollars.
Between the 3 of them.
The Quitters, who did not quit and, in fact, won. So congratulations to all of our top teams. Congratulations to our winners. If once again, if you support us, if you support us on Patreon, you get access to our Discord server, as well as some like bonuses and stuff. And if we get $3 more on our Patreon, we get to add a 3rd place prize and up the prizes for 1st and 2nd place by $5 each. So if you're interested, if you win a lot, it might help to get you a little bit more money back, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it for this edition of Quiz.
Hope you had fun.
Hope you had fun, and we'll be back next week. So until next time,
may the power protect you. Rock
stay
on.
green.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.